Okay, I'm here together with David Terrar at the social business arena at CeBIT. You were keynoting this morning, talking about social as an enabler for the digital transformation. So what is your take on this statement?
Okay, well, I guess I think it's clear that social is part of the glue that connects all the business together, or it can be if used effectively. And we're living in a world where over the last 20 years, the whole kind of digital framework that we're used to in our day-to-day lives and in business has kind of grown up and steadily increased, and more of the infrastructure has happened maybe even over just the last 10 years. And for an effective business, you have to actually adopt those kind of technologies and bring them into the way you create value and into the core of your business process.
So therefore, the digital is the new black, the digital transformation?
There is the possibility that the digital transformation term is kind of like a catch-all. It's a bit like cloud was in the technology space a short while ago, where almost everything can now be thought of as part of digital. So it's important to recognise what it is and define it. And actually, the language that we use in this space has been evolving. We've been talking Enterprise 2.0 and then social business. And our Agile Elephant consultancy, when we started in January, we started as a social business consultancy, but within 6 months we changed all of our messaging to digital transformation, because that's really what we were talking about. And it really, part of us, we talk about this digital wave. The important thing is to actually jump on the surfboard and surf that wave and make use of it rather than get swamped by it. So our language has to change, but we're talking about a really important thing that every business needs to understand.
Who's in charge for this driving this digital transformation?
Well, I think there isn't one answer. Every one of the things we talk about is that there are no one-size-fits-all solutions. But the other important thing is that, okay, the CIO and the traditional IT organisation may not be fast enough and nimble enough to deploy these new things. So often the CMO has started to deploy these kind of solutions, and maybe we need employee engagement, so maybe there's a chief human resources officer who also needs to get involved. I don't think there's any one answer. It depends on which organisation you're in. Some organisations are actually setting up a new chief digital officer to look after this. In truth, every single executive in the C-suite needs to be involved. It needs to be an end-to-end thing. The CIO and the CMO are obviously heavily involved. The person who's in charge of human resources needs to be heavily involved, but it's going to be different companies as to who's in the lead.
What is your key recommendation on how to start this journey?
I think that the first thing is to get educated, to actually understand what organisations are doing and where this is adding value. And it depends on the leadership. To actually make this effective in your organisation, you need to get the leaders on board, you need to get the C-suite on board. So depending on where they're at, you'll need to take a different approach. Maybe you need to educate them, so you need to get evidence either from a pilot you're running or from outside organisations that have done this and can show how it actually adds value to the bottom line, makes that company more profitable, generates more revenue. Real things that the C-suite can actually understand, the real return on investment that digital transformation can provide, rather than talking about some of the qualitative things. Let's bring it down to numbers.
Great. Thank you for the interview.
Brilliant. Thank you.